The man who outsmarted every agency. The legend of the shadow. Ever heard of a ghost? Not the kind that rattles chains in old houses or whispers from the shadows of a forgotten attic. We're not talking about spectral apparitions or things that go bump in the night. No. Today we're talking about a different kind of ghost entirely. The human kind. A master of disappearing acts. A phantom who walked among us, yet remained utterly unseen. This was a man who didn't just evade the law, he toyed with it. He danced on the very edge of detection, leaving behind only whispers and frustrated sighs from the most elite investigative bodies on the planet. Today, we dive into an unbelievable story, one that challenges our understanding of crime, identity, and the very limits of human ingenuity. It's a tale that has baffled experts for decades, a legend whispered in the hushed halls of law enforcement agencies worldwide. This is the story of the man who outsmarted everyone, every agency, every expert, every single person who dared to try and catch him. He was known only by a chilling moniker, the Shadow. Our story, like so many others, begins with a crime. But this wasn't your typical smash and grab, or a meticulously planned bank heist designed to line pockets with illicit cash. No. The Shadow's initial foray into the criminal underworld was something far more audacious, far more personal. He wasn't after money, not in the conventional sense. He wasn't driven by greed or the desire for material wealth. His motivations ran deeper, touching upon something far more fundamental to the human spirit. The Shadow was after something else entirely. He sought an ultimate, unassailable freedom, a freedom from scrutiny, from capture, from the very concept of being held accountable by any earthly power. His early actions were not about accumulation, but about demonstration, a demonstration of his unique ability to exist outside the system, to move through the world as if he were never truly there. This wasn't just a criminal career, it was a philosophical statement, a challenge to the very fabric of societal control. He was a ghost in the machine, a glitch in the matrix, and his ultimate prize was the ability to remain forever untraceable, forever unbound. This singular pursuit defined his every move, shaping him into the legend he would become. The Shadow was not merely good at hiding, he was a master of disguise, a true chameleon of identity. He didn't just change his clothes, he changed his entire persona, his gait, his voice, even the subtle mannerisms that define us as individuals. Imagine the level of observation, the psychological insight required to not just mimic, but to become another person. He could blend into any crowd, any environment, adopting the nuances of local dialects and social customs with uncanny precision. He could be a quiet librarian one day, a boisterous tourist the next, a meticulous businessman, or a humble laborer. Each identity was a perfectly crafted shell, impenetrable, and utterly convincing to anyone who encountered it. The planning involved in these transformations was nothing short of meticulous. Every detail, from the cut of his hair to the scuff on his shoes, was carefully considered and executed. He understood that true disguise wasn't about flashy costumes, but about disappearing into the mundane. This wasn't just about avoiding recognition, it was about becoming a non-entity, a face in the crowd that no one would ever remember, because it was designed to be utterly forgettable. The sheer nerve required to live such a life, constantly shifting, constantly performing, is almost incomprehensible. He didn't just wear a mask, he became the mask, shedding his true self like a snake sheds its skin, leaving no trace of what lay beneath. This was the foundation of his legend, the core of his terrifying effectiveness. The Shadow's journey began subtly, almost innocuously. His initial forays into the criminal underworld were small, almost experimental. A few petty thefts here, a minor deception there, each one a test of his burgeoning abilities, a refinement of his craft. These early acts were not about grand statements, but about perfecting his technique, understanding the vulnerabilities of the system, and honing his unparalleled skills of evasion. He was learning the rules, only to discover how to break them with impunity. But then, something shifted. The stakes began to rise dramatically. He upped the ante, moving beyond simple acts of defiance to something far more provocative. He began to target the very institutions designed to catch him. He started to challenge the authorities directly, not with violence, but with an infuriating, almost playful display of his superior intellect and operational prowess. This wasn't just about avoiding capture anymore. It was about proving that capture was impossible. He began to infiltrate secure facilities, not to steal valuables, but to leave behind subtle, taunting messages. He would access classified databases, not to exploit information, but to demonstrate his access, his omnipresence. The Shadow was no longer just a criminal. He was a provocateur, a phantom challenging the established order. He was playing a dangerous game, a high-stakes chess match, where the pieces were the reputations and resources of the world's most powerful agencies. This was a power move of epic proportions, a direct challenge to the very people sworn to uphold the law. He wasn't just running from them, he was running circles around them, making them look foolish in the process. The question that plagued every investigator, every analyst, every agent assigned to his case was simple. How did he do it? How did one man consistently stay not just one step, but 10 steps ahead of the most sophisticated law enforcement apparatuses on Earth? The answer lay in his uncanny ability to anticipate their every move. He seemed to possess an almost supernatural understanding of their protocols, their strategies, their psychological profiles. He knew their weaknesses, their blind spots, their bureaucratic inefficiencies. He was a chess grandmaster playing against amateurs, predicting their next 3 moves before they even considered their first. Every trap they laid, every net they cast, he either sidestepped with effortless grace or turned back on them, using their own tactics against them. The list of agencies that chased him reads like a roll call of global power. Local police forces, state bureaus, the formidable FBI, and even the international reach of Interpol. They all dedicated immense resources, countless hours, and brilliant minds to his pursuit, and they all failed. Every single one. They were baffled, frustrated, and ultimately profoundly humiliated. The Shadow became a whispered legend within their ranks, a ghost story told to new recruits about the limits of their power. His existence was a constant, gnawing embarrassment, a testament to their collective inability to contain a single, elusive individual. He was a living, breathing enigma, a symbol of their impotence against true, unbridled cunning. The Shadow wasn't just a criminal. He was a phenomenon, a legend in his own time, whose very existence mocked the institutions designed to bring order to the world. His continued freedom was a wound that never healed for those who hunted him. As if his evasion wasn't enough, the Shadow often left behind a trail of breadcrumbs, but these weren't clues designed to lead to his capture. They were taunting messages, cryptic puzzles, and subtle hints of his presence, designed purely to mock his pursuers. He would leave a perfectly folded origami crane in a secure office, a single, anonymous postcard mailed from a city he was never supposed to have visited, or a coded message embedded in a public forum that only his hunters would understand. These were not mistakes. They were deliberate acts of psychological warfare, designed to remind the agencies that he was always watching, always aware, always one step ahead. He was a phantom, a whisper in the wind, a fleeting shadow that danced just beyond their grasp. His existence became a torment, a constant reminder of their failure. He was everywhere and nowhere, a pervasive presence that could never be pinned down, never confronted. He was the ultimate elusive target, a master of the art of non-existence. And then, one day, he vanished. Completely. Not a trace, not a whisper, not even a cryptic taunt. He simply ceased to be. The breadcrumbs stopped. The sightings ended. The frustrating near misses became a thing of the past. He was just gone. Like a ripple in a pond that slowly fades, leaving the surface undisturbed. The world moved on, but the legend of the Shadow remained, a chilling testament to his ultimate disappearing act. His final act was not a capture, but an erasure. He didn't just escape, he dissolved, leaving behind only the lingering question of his fate. It was the ultimate disappearing act, a final, definitive statement of his unparalleled mastery. The agencies, those formidable institutions of law and order, were left with egg on their faces. Their pride was wounded, their resources exhausted, and their collective reputation tarnished by the ghost they could never catch. They were outsmarted, outmaneuvered, and ultimately, outlasted. The question that echoes through the decades, whispered in hushed tones among true crime enthusiasts and seasoned investigators alike, is this: did he get away with it? Was the Shadow ever truly caught? The frustrating, tantalizing answer is that we will never know for sure. There are theories, of course. Some believe he retired to a quiet life under an assumed identity, living out his days in anonymity, having achieved his ultimate freedom. Others speculate that he met an untimely end, perhaps at the hands of someone he crossed, or simply by accident, his true identity never revealed. A darker theory suggests he simply became so adept at disappearing that he truly ceased to exist as a recognizable individual, a permanent phantom in the annals of history. He achieved such a profound level of non-existence that even death couldn't claim his true identity. The mystery remains, a chilling reminder that sometimes the most elusive criminals are the ones we never see coming. They are the ones who don't seek fame or fortune, but something far more profound: the ultimate freedom of being utterly, completely untraceable. The legend of the shadow serves as a stark, unsettling lesson. It reminds us that even in an age of pervasive surveillance and advanced forensics, there are still those who can slip through the cracks, who can defy every attempt to categorize or contain them. His story is a testament to the power of human ingenuity, both for good and for ill. It's a narrative that continues to captivate and confound, a true crime enigma that may never find its resolution. The agencies, those formidable institutions of law and order, were left with egg on their faces. Their pride was wounded, their resources exhausted, and their collective reputation tarnished by the ghost they could never catch. They were outsmarted, outmaneuvered, and ultimately outlasted. The question that echoes through the decades, whispered in hushed tones among true crime enthusiasts and seasoned investigators alike, is this: did he get away with it? Was the shadow ever truly caught? The frustrating, tantalizing answer is that we will never know for sure. There are theories, of course. Some believe he retired to a quiet life under an assumed identity, living out his days in anonymity, having achieved his ultimate freedom. Others speculate that he met an untimely end, perhaps at the hands of someone he crossed, or simply by accident, his true identity never revealed. A darker theory suggests he simply became so adept at disappearing that he truly ceased to exist as a recognizable individual, a permanent phantom in the annals of history. He achieved such a profound level of non-existence that even death couldn't claim his true identity. The mystery remains, a chilling reminder that sometimes the most elusive criminals are the ones we never see coming. They are the ones who don't seek fame or fortune, but something far more profound: the ultimate freedom of being utterly, completely untraceable. His story is a testament to the power of human ingenuity, both for good and for ill. It's a narrative that continues to captivate and confound, a true crime enigma that may never find its resolution. The legend of the shadow serves as a stark, unsettling lesson. It reminds us that even in an age of pervasive surveillance and advanced forensics, there are still those who can slip through the cracks, who can defy every attempt to categorize or contain them. His story is a testament to the power of human ingenuity, both for good and for ill. It's a narrative that continues to captivate and confound, a true crime enigma that may never find its resolution. What do you think? Did the shadow succeed in his ultimate quest for freedom? Did he truly vanish without a trace? Or is there a hidden truth waiting to be uncovered? Let me know your theories and thoughts in the comments below. Your insights are always fascinating, and I love hearing your perspectives on these incredible, unsolved mysteries. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to delve deeper into more mind-bending cases and true crime legends. Next time, we'll explore another incredible story: the hacker who stole a nation's secrets and vanished without a trace, leaving behind a digital ghost. Until then, keep watching, keep questioning, and stay curious.